What time is it?
Moments of Inspiration with Zoe.
Hey, what's going on, family? This is Zoe hanging out, getting ready for another wonderful week. And as I always say, something good is going to happen to you. I hope you believe that because it's true. Oh, yeah. Well, I just want to talk with you briefly today. I was checking out a story on the prodigal, and just briefly, the prodigal son, he asked for an inheritance from his dad. An early inheritance, and he went out and spent it on all types of stuff and spent all his money, and before he knew it, he was in a really bad spot. And so he was like, hey, it's better in my father's house. Let me go there and at least ask to be a servant. And so when he got back, his dad saw him, and the Bible says that he threw a big house party for him that he's come back. And everybody was so excited. It was a time of jubilation. In the meantime, his brother was going about his business, and he asked, hey, what's going on out here? And they told him, your brother have come back, and everybody was rejoicing, and he got upset. He was angry. He was jealous. How can you spend all of this on him? And he did this to our family. And that's not really what I want to talk with you about today. What I want to talk to you about is the next thing that his father said. And it was simply this: all that I have is yours. That hit me like a ton of bricks. Why? Because this story really isn't a story about jealousy or anger. It's a story of personal responsibility and stewardship. What do I mean by that? Well, the brother was so upset about what was going on, but his father said something that rang so true. All that I have is yours. And that led me to think about this: the importance of taking advantage of what opportunities are already available to you. And I can look in my life sometimes and see how some opportunities slip through my fingers, and you don't walk in condemnation about it, but sometimes you just have to tell yourself the truth. Why does this happen, and how do I correct it? And I think that's very important as we're going throughout our week this week. I believe there are some opportunities that are right there staring you right in front of your face, but for whatever reason, you haven't taken advantage of it. And so I want to encourage you, hey, let's flip the script. Let's change that. Let's take advantage of these opportunities. How do I do that? I'm glad you asked. This is not an exhaustive list, but once again, I just want to give you a boost to your week and to help you get going. And so the first thing I have here is what's in your hand. What's in your possession already? I'm reminded of Moses. He had the Red Sea in front of him, had the Egyptian army behind him. It was a very tight situation going on, and he had to see what was in his hand. It was a staff, and that literally was used to deliver them out of the hands of the Egyptian army, and they went over on dry land. So I want to encourage you to do inventory. What is in your hand? What is in your possession? And I'm here to tell you, what you have already is good enough to get you to that next level. It may need to be molded or shaped or mentored, but you have the raw goods already that it takes to get to that next level. And I'm excited for you, and I want you to believe that you are more than a conqueror and a world overcomer. And I'm excited for you. Number two, find out how it works. After you find out what you have and you've taken inventory, find out how it works. Hey, get instructions, divine instructions, practical instructions, and work that thing. And as you do that, you'll start to see things start to materialize, and you'll start to see a shift take place in your life. And thirdly here, make sure you guard your mind and your spirit. And what do I mean by that? Well, once you get these instructions, you have to have focus. You have to have a certain mindset that no matter what comes your way, that you're going to stick to it, you're going to drive through it, and you're going to finish it. That's right, because you're strong. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. And I'm thinking of this story. It's by someone that's unknown. And it says, ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. So it's important to remind, once again, let me say that again. Ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. So it's important that we watch what we allow on our boat, that we watch what we allow in our hearts and in our minds. That's very important. And let's allow that water to take us to our destination instead of hinder us from getting to our destination. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm excited about that. And so I want to leave you with that on today. And I want you to understand as we close right now that let's not take part in neglect. Neglect takes no effort and no energy, but the fruit of neglect, oh my goodness, takes a whole lot of energy to come back from. So let's not let that be our story. So number one, what's in your hand? Number two, find out how it works. And number three, guard your mind and your heart. I'm excited about your week this week, and I'm looking forward to the great news that you're going to share with me. And I want you to know that something good is going to happen to you. God bless.